entering seminary and deciding to come back is seen as a failure. Is it really a failure? If that sounds something that's worth learning about, let's delve into it. Well, to begin, the most simple and the most profound answer is no. It's not a failure. I'll tell you why it's deemed as something that is wrong. It's the culture. There is nothing Christian about it. It's totally a cultural thing. And that same mindset is somewhat incorporated with the Christianity that we have in our part of the world. You see, the whole process of discovering God's will, for one in regard to their vocation, the idea of discernment is rather nonsensical, and that is not right. It's simply wrong. It's not a godly thought, it's very much a humanly thought, and it's definitely not Christian, but solely cultural. Now, in the Western part of the world, there is an openness towards this. People understand the process of discernment and of the act of coming back if it's not meant for you. And that openness derived from, their culture. So it really depends on where you are from in the world, because that then makes a difference on how coming back from a religious vocation is taken as or is seen as. But what is right and what is wrong in the eyes of our God? Let's imagine you enter a seminary, or if you're a woman, you enter a convent, and you've spent, a few good months or even years there. And you get accustomed to the way of life, and you like it. Then at some stage, you begin to have thoughts like, this isn't life. I feel, I don't feel complete here. I don't feel content here. And I want things like money, I want power, I want women, I want properties, etc., etc. It's of extreme significance to comprehend that these thoughts do not come from God. They are temptations that are to be overcome, because you will be stepping into your own destruction if you want to leave, a convent or a monastery for these matters. Saint Bernard, doctor of the church from the 12th century, says, "He who leaves the monastery leaves the company of angels to join the company of demons." Of course, now that's applicable only when you know that this is truly a vocation, yet you decide to leave it and go back into the world. And this is the wrong side of the coin in the eyes of our Lord. Now, the right side of the coin is this. You made the decision to enter. Like I mentioned earlier, you spent some, good few months or even a couple of years there, and you fully experienced the whole thing thoroughly. You now know what it's all about. You now know what you'll be doing for the rest of your life. And your time there has enabled you to answer every question you had prior to joining this religious order. Now there's only one question that remains to be answered. So after seeing everything about the life, about the way you'll be living, about what you'll be doing with, with your future in this specific vocation, the question that remains is this: do you want this? Is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? Now, I remember this priest once telling me, this is how we'll find out if we've done the right thing. He said this: you will be happy where you are. So even after gaining full knowledge about the life, and you do not feel happy within you, you do not feel content in embracing that life, that's not a good sign. And when you picture yourself living that life in the next 5 years, does that give you joy within you? Does it give you a sense of peace? And if your honest answer to yourself is no, then my friend, it's time to leave. When your soul comes to this point, there's only one option in front of you. Trust in your Lord and leave. Because it's a big mistake to continue in this way of life when you're not content, when you're not joyful, when you're not at peace. This will result in being injurious to both your own soul and to those around you. Now, the fear to come out, the fear to face your family, to come back into society, the thoughts about the embarrassment that follows. The truth is, all these aspects are not even significant. You make the decision and you stand by it. For you made it in the Lord, and that's what matters the most. What you must remember is this, that this is your life. You are the one who has to live it out till the end. Not your parents, not anyone in your family, neither anybody from your society, but you. You alone have to live it. And therefore, you have to do what's best for you. For that's what your Father in heaven wants. He wants nothing but the very best for you. So, my friends, it is crucial to comprehend that the discernment of one's vocation is a long process. And the keys to this process are patience and courage. I'll outline a few things that will help you to discern. Primarily and obviously, pray. Talk to your Lord and listen to Him. Use the Bible to good effect, for He will speak to you. And pray the Rosary, for our Blessed Mother will help you in this path. And read a lot. Find good books on various saints and be inspired by their lives, the kinds of life that they lived for our Lord. Books on religious life, on different religious orders, about the priesthood, etc., etc. Visit churches and shrines that are dedicated to specific saints. Now, you're going to like this one. Travel a lot, even abroad. Visit places. The beauty of nature. Look at the beauty of nature, the wonders of creation. And when you do gaze on these things, fix your mind on the Creator who made and fashioned all these things, and think about a life living for this Creator. Discover what your charisms are. Do you like to preach, or do you like to chant, sing, study, write, teach, work among the youth, work at the parish? There are so many things, and find out what religious orders share your charisms and get in touch with them. Speak to people, especially priests and sisters. Ask questions. There's a lot of questions one would have at this stage. So it's important to ask these questions to people whom you trust. Also, very importantly, question yourself. Ask yourself, why is it that you want to become a priest or a sister? What attracts you to these vocations? What do you want to do as a priest or as a sister? Think about these things. Visualize in your mind you being a priest or being a nun, doing the things that you want to do as, a priest or a nun. Does it give you joy? Is that what you want to do? These kind of things. Be a thinker and pray. Ask the Lord and He will help you. But most importantly, if you feel the need to try out any religious order or a seminary, just so that you can get 100% clarity on the answer that whether this is for you or not, do not fear. Go and do it. And if it's not for you, come back. The Lord will protect you. The Lord will sustain you. The Lord will guide you. Amen.